Deep in the heart of the Congo River Basin, there's a place where science, myth, and fear intertwine. A land so remote, so wild, that even satellites struggle to map it. Here, in the murky waters of the Echowind swamp, whispers speak of a creature that shouldn't exist. The locals call it Mokele-Mbembe, the one who stops the flow of rivers. A beast said to resemble a living dinosaur, a relic of another time that somehow survived extinction. For centuries, the dense jungles of the Congo have swallowed explorers whole. Yet stories of this mysterious being persist. Fishermen tell of seeing a massive neck rising from the water, followed by waves so large they rock their boats. Villagers describe a creature with the body of an elephant, the tail of a crocodile, and a long serpent-like neck. They say it attacks hippos, overturns canoes, and disappears into the mist before anyone can capture proof. The first written account dates back to 1776, when French missionaries recorded tales of a strange river monster that matched no known animal. By the early 1900s, European explorers arrived, obsessed with uncovering the truth. Among them was Lieutenant Paul Gratz, who documented the same legends, describing enormous footprints found along the riverside. The prints were 3 feet across, round, deep, and leading into the swamp. Later, British explorer Ivan T. Sanderson heard first-hand accounts from terrified natives who'd seen the beast crush a canoe in one strike. When asked to draw it, they all sketched the same shape: a long-necked, four-legged creature that looked eerily like a sauropod dinosaur. Was it possible? Could something prehistoric have survived undetected for millions of years? The Congo Basin covers over 500,000 square miles, an area so vast and impenetrable that entire species have lived and died there without ever being documented. Thunderstorms roll across endless jungle canopies. Swamps stretch 4 miles, filled with snakes, insects, and crocodiles. In places like this, truth hides easily behind the vines. But not everyone believed the stories. Many dismissed Mokele-Mbembe's local folklore, a misidentification of hippos or crocodiles. Yet, there were too many details that didn't fit: the size, the neck, the violent behavior. As the 20th century began, explorers from around the world would risk everything to find the truth. Some would return with strange photographs and chilling testimonies. Others would vanish entirely, distant raw echoes through the jungle. Because deep within the Congo, when the mist rises and the river runs still, they say you can hear the low rumble of something ancient moving beneath the water, something that has been waiting to be found.
By the early 1900s, explorers from around the world were obsessed with finding the mysterious creature said to haunt the Congo's waterways. It became the ultimate prize: a living fossil, proof that dinosaurs had not all vanished. In 1909, German zoologist Carl Hagenbach, the man who once captured wild animals for European zoos, declared publicly that he believed a brontosaurus-like animal might still roam Central Africa. His statement caused a global sensation. Newspapers called it the African dinosaur. Soon after, the American Natural History Museum funded expeditions into the Congo swamps. Teams returned with tales of hearing roars in the night, seeing massive shapes move beneath the water, and spotting enormous tracks that disappeared into the jungle. But no photographs, no bones, just shadows and fear. Then came 1920. A group of missionaries reported locals describing a creature that killed hippos with a single blow. They claimed its skin was grayish-brown, its neck stretched out like a snake, and when angered it made the ground tremble. They called it a spirit that no man should hunt. In the 1930s, another explorer, Leonard H. Potts, disappeared while searching the Echowind swamp. His journal, recovered later, contained only a few chilling words: "Something followed us through the water. Not a crocodile, much larger." Over the decades, each new expedition brought back the same impossible pattern: eyewitnesses describing the same shape, the same sound, the same fear. But the most famous came in the 1980s. American explorer Herman Regusters led a 1981 expedition deep into the Congo, equipped with cameras, sonar, and a small team. He claimed to have seen Mokele-Mbembe himself, a creature roughly 30 feet long, rising from the water before vanishing with a thunderous splash. He recorded roars, ripples, and a haunting photograph that remains one of the most debated images in cryptozoology. Register's wife described it as a massive creature. Not a hippo, not an elephant, and nothing we've ever seen before. But something strange happened afterward. Parts of their film footage went missing during transit. Officials blamed it on humidity, damaged reels, and customs delays. Others suspected something more deliberate. Were these just accidents? Or was someone keeping this discovery hidden? Years later, satellite imagery revealed massive disturbances in remote swamp areas, perfectly circular clearings, as if something large had been moving below the surface. Scientists dismissed it. Locals didn't. They said that when the creature moves, the forest breathes. And so, the legend grew. Each expedition ended in confusion or fear. But one truth remained. No one who went searching ever came back the same.
By the late 20th century, the search for Mokele-Mbembe had become more than a legend. It had become an obsession. But with every new discovery, the story grew darker. In 1983, a Japanese film crew ventured into the Congo Basin to capture footage for a television special. They flew helicopters low over the swamp, scanning the muddy waters below. And then, they caught something. On a single frame of film, a large, dark shape moves through the water, leaving a wake behind it. It's long-necked, massive, and smooth. Not a crocodile, not a hippo. The footage aired once in Japan, then vanished from public archives. To this day, only grainy copies remain, fueling decades of speculation. Why was it removed? Who ordered it taken down? No one seems to know. Around the same time, missionary Eugene Thomas, who had spent over 40 years in the Congo, shared a story from the Bangam tribe. They told him of a time their hunters had killed Mokele-Mbembe after it destroyed their canoes. When they tried to cook and eat the flesh, everyone who consumed it died within hours. The tribe declared the creature sacred, a being not of this world. In the 1990s, scientists from the University of Chicago attempted to organize a formal biological expedition, but the effort was quietly shut down after the Congolese government restricted foreign access to the Likwala swamp region. Officially, it was due to environmental concerns. Unofficially, no explanation was ever given. Those who've seen the forbidden areas describe abandoned camps, strange heat signatures, and military patrols that appear out of nowhere. Some believe it's because of something found during the earlier expeditions, a massive skeleton, or perhaps something still alive. Others whisper that a government or corporate interest took control of the region to conceal the truth. In recent years, new evidence has surfaced. Locals have shared drone footage showing huge wakes moving against the current, and trees bending as if brushed by something immense beneath the water. Audio recordings captured deep, resonant bellows, a sound biologists admit match it, no known animal. And then, there's the photograph, a single image taken by a local fisherman in 2012. It shows the curve of a massive back breaking through the river's surface. Experts called it fake, but when analyzed, the ripples in the water and lighting reflections appeared completely natural. The original file disappeared online days later. Each clue, each piece of evidence, seems to vanish into thin air, but the legends persist, stronger than ever, because too many people have seen it, too many voices, across generations, describing the same impossible creature, one that defies time itself.
For over a century, stories of the Mokele-Mbembe have lingered like fog over the Congo River. To skeptics, it's nothing more than myth, a tale born from fear and imagination. But to those who've seen the ripples, heard the roars, or felt the ground tremble beneath them, it's something more, something alive. One researcher once said, if Mokele-Mbembe exists, it rewrites everything we think we know about extinction. It's not just a creature, It's a time traveler, a survivor from a forgotten world moving silently through rivers that have swallowed centuries. The tribes still speak of it with awe. They warn outsiders not to follow the creature's path because wherever it goes, death and silence follow. One elder said it is the guardian of the river. The moment you see it, it has already decided if you live. Even modern scientists tread carefully. Expeditions vanish without trace. Satellite imagery captures massive disturbances that seem to appear, then vanish overnight, and recordings of subsonic vibrations deep under the swamp continue to baffle analysts as if something enormous breathes beneath the water. But perhaps the most unsettling truth is this. The Congo Basin is still 95% unexplored. Entire species, animals, insects, and plants live there unseen by human eyes. So, is it really so impossible to believe that something ancient, something prehistoric, might still survive? Maybe Mokele-Mbembe is not a monster but a messenger, a reminder that the world still keeps its secrets and that nature will never reveal everything we demand to know. Some say the creature only shows itself to those who believe. Others say it guards a gateway, a place where the past and present touch. But one thing is certain. Every person who's looked into the waters of the Congo and felt something looking back, they never forget it. Because when you stand in the mist, when the jungle goes silent and the air turns heavy with dread, you understand that maybe extinction isn't the end. Maybe some things were never meant to die. Music swells deep, mysterious tones mixed with distant animal calls. And deep beneath the Congo's endless canopy, in the black waters where time stands still, something ancient stirs. Something that shouldn't exist but does.